Suppose you take a standardized test and you are in the 10th percentile. What does this percentile mean? All right, so this is going to the issue of what percentile really means. So let's write it out. Percentile is an ordering of the data values from low to high. This is calling the bottom 0% and the top 100% and halfway through 50% and all the numbers in between. So in other words, if you take a standardized test and you score at the 10th percentile, where would that be? About right here. This is about 10%. That means this is you. It's like one of those signs. You are here. You are here. So now on the test, that's how you did. You're in the bottom 10%. Now, some people did worse than you. About 10% of the people did worse than you, and 90% did better than you. You didn't do so well in that test, right? If you're at the 10 percentile, that means how far along you are. That's what a percentile means. Remember, percent. Cent means 100. A century is 100 years. A cent is 1/100th of a dollar. So this is per 100. So you're at 10 per 100. You're 10 per 100 along the way. So a percentile, percentage, it's a ranking from 0 to 100. So if you're at the 10th percentile, you're 10% of the way along. You did pretty badly on the test. So you scored 10% higher than the class average? No, you're way below the average. Here's the average right here in the middle. You scored 10% lower than the average? No. 10% of the scores were higher than your score? No. 10% of the scores were your score or lower? Yeah, that's right. 10% were your score or lower. Can you say you failed the test? What do we think about that? It depends on how the rest of the class scored. If scores were really high, it's possible that I got a passing score. I guess so. Yeah, that'd be right. Yes, since 10% is below 60. No. This is not your grade. You didn't get 10% of the questions right. That's not what it means. It means most people did better than you, but maybe everybody passed, right? Or maybe almost everybody passed, and even though you did kind of low compared to the others. Yeah, that's what I mainly want to say. It's a comparative statement. 10 percentile means your score was 10% of the way along, so 90% of the class did better than you, but maybe the whole class passed. So then you could pass. It just depends. So we can't say yes for sure or no for sure. How about it depends on how the rest of the class scored? If scores were really low, it is possible that I got a passing score. No, if the scores are really low and you're only at 10% of the way along, then you didn't pass. But if everybody did really well, if scores were really high, then yes, maybe it's possible that you got a passing score. And how about no, since you scored 10% above the class average, you didn't score 10% above the class average. It's this one right here. So there we go. It's going to our understanding of what percentile really